Hello everyone, I am a Brazilian Jiu-jitsu blue belt, and here are 7 things I have learned from 2 years of Brazilian Jiu-jitsu training. The first thing is self-defense. You're basically totally helpless in a street fight or any sort of physical altercation unless you've had some training, or unless you're in the very lucky circumstance of coming against someone who's also got no training in fighting. I was totally helpless, and I realised that when a girl about 20 kilos, which is what, maybe 50 pounds lighter than me, beat me in our first match. Sounds embarrassing, but you give Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu a try and you'll probably find out that you get humbled pretty quickly. Before I go on, stick to the end to find out one thing I learned from competing in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu competitions. I'll tell you that at the end. Okay, reason number 2. It actually gets very, very normal, very, very quickly to roll around with other men in spandex or a gi, sweaty men on the floor. Surprisingly easy and comfortable. That was one thing that sort of put me off and stopped me starting for a while. But when you try it, you'll find out this actually is maybe quite strangely easy to get used to. So yeah, that was number 2. Number 3. People may think of it as a big, aggressive, alpha male sport. And although you do come across some characters like that, it's actually a thinking person's game. You'll be shocked when you go to the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gym how many people are accountants, doctors, lawyers, very intelligent people. Often you'd see them on the streets and you would not think at all that they could kick the ass of anyone they wanted within reason. And it's because it's a thinking man's game. It's more like chess than it is fighting in a way. Often when we train, we spar a lot, you'll actually be thinking 2, 3, 4 steps ahead. Sometimes both of you stop and you sort of both thinking what to do next. The other person makes the first move and they haven't thought about it. It's actually usually worse for them than it is for you. Okay, next one. Which one are we on now? Number 4 is that it doesn't get any easier. You may think the more that you train, the easier it gets. It's not quite true, because the people that you're training with from other gyms or your gym, they're also training. And believe me, if they're like a normal person who tries jiu-jitsu, they'll be getting addicted pretty fast. They'll be watching videos, they'll be training at every opportunity. They'll be putting family, work, friends second, so long as they can train. You may find that you are tapping, which means submitting people easier than new people, but you'll be getting submitted pretty easily yourself. The next one is making people submit, tap out is actually a lot more fun and than you may think. It is quite a rush, especially when you get your first one. Everyone remembers their first, when they lose their tapping virginity, as it were. They enjoy it, and they want to get more and more and more of it. It's like a drug. It's a lot of fun making someone tap out, whether it's from an arm bar or a choke or whatever it is. It's quite fun. The next one, I used to do a lot of boxing and made some friends along the way, but not loads. I've made more friends doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu than ever, than any other sport. I think it might be the fact that you're so close and intimate in terms of the training and the sparring that you kind of get a mutual respect. You can't help but know these people after you've been that so close and personal to them. So that's quite a cool side effect. You get a lot of friends from it. Okay, the last one, my competition lesson, or one of them. When you go against someone who's trying 100% against you, my God, do they feel strong. If they've trained or not, when someone is really trying to get you off them or really trying to stop you getting up, people feel pretty strong. Now, whether they gas out or whether they, make the situation worse for themselves because they're doing that is beside the point. The point I'm trying to make is that when someone is going 100% and they're roughly your weight, your gender, then yeah, they're incredibly strong. And that's something to bear in mind. So thank you very much for waiting and listening to this whole video. I'll put a couple of useful links in the comments, maybe some other good YouTube videos on this subject, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. But if you haven't tried it out, I recommend that you do. Put down in the comments if you've got any thoughts on what I had to say today, and please don't forget to like and subscribe.